Today we're going to do a 30-minute core workout. We're going to focus on the muscles around your trunk, giving you a great support and hitting the abs from all angles. This is a no equipment follow along workout. We'll kick things off with a brief bodyweight warm-up, then we'll get into the main workout. So we're going to start with 4 30-second mobilization intervals. We'll do that for 2 rounds and then get into those main core exercises. So we're going to kick things off with a cat-cow movement. So if you come on all fours like this, we're going to be going from like an angry cat position into a bit of an arch. So push your shoulder blades up and then relax your stomach down, lift the tailbone, draw the belly in, tuck the chin, and then relax the belly button down, rise the tailbone. You can exhale as you drop the belly button down and lift the head up. You can inhale as you come under. Lying on your back, no transition times, let's go straight into it. You're gonna glute bridge off one leg, tuck the opposite knee in, and then hips back to the mat. We're gonna go that same side for 30 seconds. And then we'll do 30 seconds on the other side. Glutes are definitely an underrated component of core strength. Don't worry, we will be doing a lot of ab work within this workout, but in order to maintain a healthy lower back and proportional strength through your hips, you need to make sure there's some glute engagement done as well. After this, we're going to move on to something called some wipers. So knees up, you're going side to side drops. I don't want you to go all the way down. I just want you to go about halfway, maybe slightly further. But the goal is to keep the opposite shoulder blade on the floor. We're going to link this straight back into the cat-cow movement with no break. We've got 2 rounds and we can get going with the proper workout. So that single leg glute bridge, driving off the heel, drawing one knee in towards the chest, lower down until your glutes and heel gently touch the floor, and then straight back into the next rep. You can pause at the top of the rep, but let's try and almost like hot potato it off the floor, so we're maximizing the time under tension. Switch sides. Into those wipers. This is the final warm-up exercise. And we're going to go into some slightly longer 40-second intervals during the main workout. Great job. So we're going to go, as I said, onto some 40-second intervals. We've got a big variety of exercises to do in this main workout. We're going to hit a lot of ab exercises, but we're mixing in a little bit of glutes as well for stabilization of the hips. We're going to start off with a controlled bicycle crunch. So if you lie on your back, Heels can stay on the floor, legs are almost straight, hands just behind the ears. You're gonna go opposite elbow to opposite knee. You're gonna be stepping, switching feet. If you could get one elbow to touch the knee or get as close as you can whilst the other one touches the floor, that will give you a nice big torso rotation. And when you're in the open position like this, your lower back should not be arching off the floor. So it's trying to stay engaged even when we open out some of these ab movements. That'll be the key to getting a good workout and also to minimizing any lower back discomfort. All right, we're gonna go next up into some reverse crunches. So your hands are gonna go by your side. If you wanna make it more difficult, you wanna keep your legs very bent. If you wanna make it easier, you're gonna keep your legs slightly more open. I'm gonna go somewhere in between the two. Let's roll the knees up towards the chest. And then lower down until your tailbone makes contact with the floor. Try and keep the knee angle fixed. You can have your head on the mat, or sometimes with this, I actually like to bring my head and just trap slightly off. I find I can squeeze my abs a little bit better together. Let's not be pushing too hard off the hands if possible. If you're struggling not to, try just turning your hands the other way up. And when you lower down, like I said before, your back shouldn't be arching off the mat. All right, we're gonna go for the opposite side now. We're gonna hit the glutes. We're gonna do a little glute march. Superset in between the two. We'll keep a nice even strength around the core. So you're gonna pop up into a glute bridge, tuck the tailbone under, the ribs in. Just draw one knee in, and then you're gonna slowly switch legs without losing any hip height. I'm gonna switch feet off the heel. So heels on the floor. You're trying to maintain maximum hip height whilst keeping these ribs tucked down and in like you're doing a crunch. So you should not be flaring your lower back into an arch. You're actually tucking the tailbone under. Good job. I'm gonna go for some more of the lateral muscles and also hit something called your transverse abs with a side plank. Your transverse abs are like some abs that wrap around. It's almost like a corset to help hold your body statically in place. If you're struggling with this, you can always opt for a half side plank where you'd bend the bottom knee in half. I'll show you a demo of what that would look like. So if you're struggling, you can chop that bottom leg in half. The top leg stays straight. It just takes a little bit of pressure off. Obviously, if you've got the full side plank in you, let's go for double straight legs. Short transition, just 10 seconds over to the other side. Whether you're doing the half or full, get ready to go. Onto one of my favorites. You don't see this done very much. Sometimes I'll add it in to a few of my calisthenics workouts. I'm gonna do a hollow hold. Now there's a few different difficulty level variations we can do. So I'll show you a few. I'll start with the easiest.
So the easiest would just be to do this tuck hold like this, knees to the chest. If you want to make it harder, drop one leg down. If you want to make it even harder, put the arms above your head. The whole point of this is there's no arch in your lower back. If you want to make it even harder, put both legs out. As you can see from the quivering in my voice, it requires a lot of core tension to do this.
Next up, we've got some alternating V-ups. Now this can be done by coming right up onto your tailbone if you've got the strength, or if you have any lower back issues and you find it more comfortable to do more of a crunch style V-up, you can do that as well.
So we're going to alternate legs, but the hands are going to go every time. We're going to keep relatively straight legs, but a fixed knee angle. If you're struggling, coming right up into these, you can do this crunch variation, which actually feels just as good for the abs, where you keep your lower back on and just reach those shoulder blades off. But pick whatever you find best for you.
Little burner on that one.
Okay, next up. This is one is surprisingly difficult to do well.
So we're going to do some bird dogs. Now, it's basically like an upside down dead bug, if you know what that is. We're going to send opposite arms out straight and leg. So you're going to send them out, reach the heel, reach the hand, hold for 3 seconds, and then switch to the other side. Hold for 3 seconds and switch. And now the difficulty is to do this without letting your stomach sink down towards the floor, so you're keeping the stomach drawn in. It's also fairly challenging on the posture to get this arm up nice and in line with the ear. Great, let's work on the hips now. We've done some abs, done a little bit of core around the lower back. And we're gonna see how tight your hamstrings are and what your hip flexors are like. We're gonna do some leg circles. So if you bring your knee up, extend your leg as straight as it goes, and give me some small circles like this. Don't worry if your leg is a lot lower down. I don't mind if you've got a bit of a bend in the knee. You're trying though to have it as straight and as vertical as possible. Let's take it in reverse. So same leg, but going the other way around. And you'll notice now if you've got tight hamstrings or weak hips, or a bit of both, this will be difficult for you. Good job. Just a short transition over to the other side now. Bring the knee up, extend to straight. Let's go, so small circles. I'm trying to flatten the bottom leg down a little bit as well. Try and keep the bottom leg toe pointing up rather than out to the side. It'll be tempting to turn that foot out, but let's try and keep it up. Take your leg back in reverse the other way. All right, let's give the hips a rest, but get the abs fired back up. So we're gonna do some ankle taps now, so your feet can go flat on the floor. We're gonna crunch up and we're gonna stay in the top of that crunch position. So if you crunch up, so you're squeezing, stacking your abs together, what you're gonna do is you're gonna reach one hand down, touch the ankle, let's go, and do alternating taps. If you can't quite reach, just draw the heels
back towards your body, and we're staying up in the crunch the whole time. Just going for a little side bend, getting the obliques working, whilst also maintaining tension in the main central rectus abdominis muscles. I'm going to flip it over now into a front plank. So this is a classic front plank, but I very rarely see anyone ever doing this well. I want you to focus on maintaining a really nice hard pelvic tilt. So if you come off the forearms, squeeze the glutes, draw the belly button in. Don't stick your hips up too high, don't let them sink low. And then I want you to compress the center space. So I want you to pull your elbows almost back down towards your toes. I want you to pull your toes up towards your elbows, like you're compressing that center space. You'll feel a good engagement of the abs. Keep squeezing the glutes, tense the core. Don't forget to breathe. And then one of my favorite exercises. Next, we're gonna finish the first round with a dead bug. So lying on your back, knees up 90 degree, arms straight, head stays on the mat for this one. We're gonna send opposites down. Keep the middle two in, bring it back, and send the next ones out. You should not lose contact with your lower back on the mat, especially as you're opening out. Try and keep your shins parallel to the floor. Great job. So this workout has 2 rounds. So there's 1 done. You should have time to grab a quick sip of water if you want it, and get ready to go again for round 2. So we're just running through those once more, and then that's the workout complete. So we've got that controlled bicycle crunch. We need to focus on technique for all of these. How you do the exercise will determine how effective this workout is. Hands behind ears. Let's go. Go for those reverse crunches. Head can be on or off the mat, it's down to preference. When your tailbone comes back to the mat, don't arch your lower back off. The more bent your legs stay, the harder it's going to be. Draw those quads up towards your chest, lower down with control. Once your tailbone makes contact with the floor, you come back into the next rep. Try not to change the angle at your knee as you're doing the rep. Definitely feeling this one. Okay, we're gonna go for that glute march. So if we can pop up early to get the hip position right. So I want you to tuck these top 2 ribs down and in, stacking your abs together. hips tilt under. Let's go. So we're gonna bring one leg off, alternate. So you're not losing height in the transition between legs. You're maintaining that pelvic tilt, ribs drawn down and in. No overarch in your lower back, but still getting good height with the hips. Onto the side plank, whether you're using the half side plank variation or the full side plank, let's get you ready to go. Short transition over to the other side. Got that hollow hold, so pick the variation that suited you best. Whether you're tucking knees and arms in, maybe you've got one leg out, one leg in. I'll go through the most basic to advanced again as we start. So this is the easiest variation. If that's too easy, let's bring one leg. If that's too easy, let's bring the arms. If that's too easy, let's bring both legs. But you shouldn't be arching your lower back off the mat. So if you've gone to a harder variation and you can't support it, just regress it slightly. Get the abs fired up next with those alternating V-ups. So you can do the full V-up where you come right up onto the tailbone and reach nice and tall, or you can just keep the lower back down and do a crunch action. Either one is fine. Oh, we got that bird dog. So remember, this is like the dead bug, but you're in a prone position. Reach the heel and the opposite arm out. Don't let the stomach sink down as you go for the reach. You're gonna hold for 3 seconds and then a nice smooth transition. Try and pull that arm up in line with the ear, engaging the posture muscles of the upper back, stretching the lats out. All right, onto those leg circles. I'm sure especially some of the guys following along would have found this one especially difficult with those tight hamstrings. So let's draw one knee to the chest. Let's extend the legs straight. We're going for some small circles. We're going to do 20 seconds each way. Take it back the other way. Switching sides. So draw the knee in, extend the leg to straight. Let's go. We've got those ankle taps next, so you're gonna have the heels relatively close enough that you can reach them. I'm gonna stay up in that crunch position, alternating side to side taps. So let's crunch up to the top, ready to go. Two exercises left. We've got front plank and dead bug. So draw the toes towards the elbows, draw the elbows towards the toes, slight pelvic tilt, engage the glutes and the abs. This workout is actually part of a 30 workout, 6-week dumbbell series. Some of the workouts are mobility and core within the series. If you fancy checking that out, just have a look at the description of this video. I'll link to the next day in the series if you're on it at the end. All right, let's finish up this with a dead bug. Remember, the purpose of the dead bug is to maintain a neutral spine, not letting your lower back arch off the mat. So knees up, arms up, head can stay down for this. If you found some of these movements difficult from a flexibility perspective, maybe you found that hip flexor circles difficult, I'll link a stretch routine that you can do straight away after this workout to fix that. It won't take long, but it just helps you combine that core strength with that mobility. And that's it, that's the workout complete. Thanks so much for joining me for that. Let me know in the comments below, how did you find that routine and where in the world are you following along from? I truly do love to hear that. Here's the next day in that 30 workout lift series. If you want to work more on your mobility to help some of these exercises, I'll link a video here. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you want to join the community, and I'll see you again soon for another workout.